My name is Jonathan Metrick, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer at Sagard. I'm so proud that our CEO, Paul, is sitting down to have a conversation with two leaders of the LGBTQ+ community. It's the hard work and bravery of individuals like this that allow folks like myself to live happier, open, and out lives in the places that we work and the communities that we live in.
Hello, I'm Tynomi Banks from Canada's Drag Race Season 1, and I'm an international superstar. Don't you forget that.
Hello. Tynomi.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming today.
No, thank you for having me.
It is really exciting. You know, at Sagard this year, we wanted to do something a little bit different than just, the rainbow flag or the cookies.
Yes.
We wanted to kind of really dive in a little bit more into pride and the themes around pride. In fact, you're the first you're the first drag queen I ever interview in my life.
Oh.
In fact, you're the first drag queen I ever have a conversation with.
Really?
So yes. So I'm very excited.
I need a
about
plaque, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Would love to hear a little bit about your path and like what got you here.
My mom always said, never let anyone treat you like dirt, disrespect you. You take yourself out of situations. And I think the person I am today and why I'm so confident and I don't take shit is because of my mom.
I love that. And by coming out, it was like liberating, and you were kind of being like, I'm going to express myself, and I'm never going back to that place
You're
again.
starting real deep, so fast. Let me get my coffee going. So I don't know. Coming out of the closet is there's layers to it. But yeah, I just didn't want to let my mom down.
Yeah.
A lot of us have shame because of social media, because of our world, the religion, everything, on being our true selves. And so I just thought, my mom took me to church every Saturday. We went with my grandma and stuff like that. My friend knows. And you're afraid because they want you to be something you're not, and you think you're going to let them down. So yeah, coming out the closet was really, really hard because I just didn't want my mom to not love me, just be upset.
Yeah.
Because she just had these goals for me, and her goals weren't my goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did your mom support you right away, or was it like a process, or how did that happen?
A mixture of both. I was, just because I'm so confident and willing to do things on my own all the time. I told her, and it didn't come out. It came out in a way where she made up a lie so she could catch me in a lie, and I didn't appreciate that. So it was angry coming out. I'm gay, so deal with it. And then I realized the shock of it. I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw her face. I locked myself in my room and she came up with the Bible. And I was like, oh God, what's going to happen now? Because I've been going to church. I've been praying to the Lord I don't want to be gay. I'm praying all the time. And to the point where I was I didn't like either or genders. I was just let me have friends. And I really kept my sexual nature down. And when she came, the first thing she said, she didn't even pray for me not to be gay. She just was pray for protection over my son.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how woke my mom was. She just seen things on TV, gay bashings, people dying for who they want to be. And she just prayed for that for sure. And so that was a little bit layered because where a lot of people think the Bible's homosexuality is a sin. She never did that to us.
Well, she emphasized the values of love and acceptance and kind of,
Constantly.
I love that. A lot of people aren't that lucky. A lot of people that come out, don't have parents that support them.
No.
And I'm sure that happened to many people in your group of friends in your community.
Yes.
How do you support those people?
You know what? And this is, I'm happy you asked that. There's something that the LGBT community does. We create families. There's an inner thing. So my friends Jonathan who works here, we just had a tight knit friend group, and it was so dependent. We would lend each other money, to buy things for each other. That was our family. And just in case our homes weren't safe or accepting or guiding us in the right direction, I always looked to my friends, and we literally guided ourselves. They will always be my family, my friends. And that's what you call it. It's not like your mom and if they don't exist. it's just your second family, your chosen family.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're just like the rock you need in these type of situations.
And what's the triggering event that made you be like, that's it? Like, not come out necessarily with your mother, but come out to your close friends. Like, what?
Ooh, I'm going to tell you a strong moment. Oh my God, no. I found out my friends were gay because we all went to a club at different times. We lied to each other. We're like, hey, we're gonna do these things, and then all of a sudden saw each other at the same club, at the same gay club. And I'm just remembering it now. We're all like, it was so funny because we were laughing for hours. We were looking at each other. We're like, oh my God. He's like, oh my God. That's how we came up to each other.
And that's it.
Exactly.
It was like as crazy as that.
No, we just didn't even get mad. We were like laughing so hard. I just remember laughing to like tears, and we just hugged each other. And then it was just amazing. After that, we had beautiful summers, traveled everywhere, and like the best friends forever.
Yeah. That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And then, you know, your non-professional name is Sheldon.
Yeah, my non-professional name. I love that. My government name is Sheldon McIntosh. Yeah.
Who is Sheldon?
Sheldon McIntosh. So before Tynomi, there was Sheldon. And Sheldon, oh my gosh. This is going to be interesting. Tynomi and Sheldon are kind of the same. I think Tynomi is a magnification of Sheldon. So before the wigs and all that stuff, Sheldon danced for artists like Deborah Cox and Nelly Furtado. I was on tours everywhere. And what brought me to this, I hope it's not a question you have in your head, but what brought me to Tynomi was I was dancing on tour, and I just thought to myself, I was like, am I going to do this for a long time? Like what's the future in it?
Yeah.
And I have those thoughts constantly. And then one day my friend set up like a show, and he chose 3 drag queens, and he couldn't find one, and I had a dancing background, so he's like, can you just help me out until like get a friend, like get a drag queen to do it. I'm like, yeah, sure. Did the makeup, honestly, obsessed. The day, as soon as I got on that stage, the lights, camera action, everything, I knew I was my own celebrity, and I didn't have to dance for anyone else because I was going to be that celebrity. And I created Tynomi Banks.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
What makes a successful drag queen? Like, what do you think catalyzed your kind of like, you know, rapid rise?
So for me, before RuPaul Drag Race, I was doing drag before that. So I had like, I guess, training, classical training, you would call it in the drag world. Yeah. So I have a drag mom. Her name is Nicolette Brown, and she's a transgender woman now. But she taught me the old ways, and it's very glamorous. And there was this thing called lacage, and these drag queens would literally look like the celebrities. Like there was Janet Jackson, Patti LaBelle, all these things, and tour. And so that's where my training came from.
Yeah.
But I was of this generation where it's like, I still want to respect that, but be me and my character. Yeah. So I just did it. And so when I started performing, I would go and get backup dancers and actually put production value to my performances all the time. And then people started word of mouth. People started hearing me, hearing my name. I even came here and lived here for almost 2 months.
Really?
One summer, yeah. Just because the city, Montreal, is amazing. It's so cultural. Like, I just love the culture in it and everything, the art in here. It is amazing here. And so I came here and I got more training because there was the club Cabaret Mado.
Yeah.
That's the first time people sit down. It's like a dinner theater kind of setup, and that's where I was performing all the time.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Well, welcome to Montreal.
Thank you, Montreal.
And you're a drag queen and you're black.
Yeah.
How was that? How did that kind of impact your career? Like, because, you know, in many ways you're dealing simultaneously with homophobia and racism.
Yeah.
What are some of the kind of experiences that you lived around that?
I want to bring that back to my mother teaching us never to take shit. I never complained, and so I've noticed these things all the time, even people's dialogue to me. I'm like, you're kind of racist, but I don't know. It's just a survival thing. You look past it.
Yeah.
And I always know I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I always know.
Why? What's that source of force?
Because when people are uneducated and you try to help them and they don't want to learn, I just know that they're not going to end up in the right place they're supposed to. They'll probably learn later, but I just know it. And so I know I will win.
Yeah.
And I will always get above that. And that's how I get my opportunities. People know that I'm nice. I'm a sweet person.
Yeah.
I'm genuine. I mean what I say when I say it.
Yeah.
And that's how I made it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't let people and their prejudice or racism stop me. I will always prevail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, George Floyd, everybody wears black squares. You know, a few months later, everybody's got rainbows. We're moving flags at half-mast. What are your thoughts and what are your reactions to all these kind of activities?
It's weird because I understand. I don't know. It's such a weird time for a lot of these things to happen. So when I brought up pride washing, it's like a company reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I have these shoes. Post them." And I'm like, "Okay," because you're a drag queen, you have these followers and everything. That's like icky. I'm like, "Okay, so you're just doing it for the following and the money." That there. It's like, no. Why don't you do something with all this money? Go into your community. Give back to a charity, do something more, and not just the month.
Yeah.
Like there's all these causes. There's all these causes. Like we just don't exist. There's and not just gay things. There's like homeless shelters for women, all this stuff. Like give back to the community, and it's just I don't know. It just bothers me when it's like June, and all of a sudden
Everybody's focused.
Like, oh my god. Like get all the lights out and it's just like, okay guys, like,
and then by the end of June, thank God it's over.
yeah, and then
we'll see you next June.
Yeah, I'm just like, you're a mess. So
Why are you not Tynomi full time?
because
Like, why does Sheldon still kind of exist?
because Sheldon's amazing. You need to meet Sheldon actually one day. And Sheldon's just like an extension of this. Yeah. I'm very handsome. I'm very fun. And I like eating, so this doesn't get me to eat Liz Corset.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't work.
I want to go off, like I eat, so Sheldon needs to exist.
Mental health is a major issue today. In our world, we're seeing a lot of men, and we're seeing a lot of suicide. In the LGBTQ community, this has been a big kind of challenge, especially as people struggle early on, I think. How can we take better care of people so we don't lose people way before it's their time?
That's such a big question. Honestly, if I didn't check in with some of my friends, I swear they wouldn't have been here today. Yeah. If I didn't check in.
A simple call being like,
Honestly,
are you okay?
Literally, just that. Like, just say hi.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I just feel like no one's even there to pay attention. I have a friend who goes through ups and downs depression, and as soon as I start feeling it, I don't even talk about it. I'm just like, hey, we're gonna go get lunch and then go for a walk. And then literally just that, they just need an escape.
Yeah.
And just that helps. And like drag queens, like a lot of people don't even do drag, they just like makeup.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of friends that just love to do makeup and everything. It's just they find it like soothing and then calming, and they create amazing looks and artistry on their face, and that's a release. This was the community center, the 519. That's why it's so important. They offer these programs like dance and community leadership, because people are going through the same things. I don't know. Just a simple call sometimes.
And what advice would you give to your younger bullied self?
My younger bully self, I'm like, I think the same advice, just like ignore it and stay close to your friends. And that's what I did. There was some hard times. Literally, you'll get through it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll tell my friend. Like, you will get through it.
Yeah.
Like, I had good cries, but my friends were always there around me to lift me up. I'm beautiful, I'm important. The talk we're having right now is really important because people probably have a perception of you.
Yeah.
And it's incorrect. They don't know how cool you are.
Well, you know, I don't do myself any favors with the way I dress, but you know, I thought I should show up as my authentic self.
Yeah.
Tynomi, what advice would you give people in the workplace to basically make it a more welcoming environment for people that are their colleagues or people that are interviewing for jobs, to be comfortable with the fact that they're gay and to mention that, especially in a world where, you know, everything's starting to be measured. And it was interesting because in our organization, we found that a lot of people left the question on gender and the question on sexuality blank. And, it raised the question for us, are we maybe in an environment where people don't feel safe to express their sexuality and gender? And so what could we do? What can I do to make that environment safer for people?
So I don't believe it's your fault or anything. It's just even me, when I was applying for jobs and that question was presented to me, I would always leave it.
Yeah.
Now, and this is why I created my own job and did my own thing, but what people want to see is themselves in their job. They want to see someone like them at their job. So maybe present that to them.
Yeah.
Maybe right away, instead of them trying to get the job, you are trying to get them, and you should win them over.
Yeah.
And tell them what an amazing place this is. This is your new home. This could feel like home to you. Make them feel safe and feel that they could be their true self in here. For me, like working these little jobs that I did before this, it was nice to like look over and be like, oh my God, you're black and you're gay. Oh my God, good, best friends. But like it's almost like a secret thing. It's just like it shouldn't feel like that.
Yeah.
People want to see examples of themselves at work. Like if you're going to go to work and be there almost half your life, you want to work, you want it to be somewhere you like going.
And in an interesting way, you want to see examples of yourself.
You do.
But at the same time, you don't want to be constrained where only those people are the people you're hanging out with. And I think that's an interesting insight, where as a company, I think you need to make sure that people can identify themselves, but at the same time are accepted by kind of everybody. So it can be fully integrated and very interesting. Well, thank you.
Are we shaking?
Hey!
One, 2, 3, 6. There we go. 14. Who wants a snack? Oh. Girls.